Make sure you get that list out, B, when we do the draft talk. Cause that,
Oh, yeah, and we'll have a microphone here so you can
yeah, because you're going to chime in on this list. This is going to be it.
What draft list?
Yeah.
I mean, the list that he just talked about, we're going to talk about when we start talking about the draft. All right. See what live now.
All right, you ready?
You seen that?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah, let's talk about that because we got a lot to talk about.
All right,
You
quiet,
see that?
Quiet on the set.
I'll make that trade in a heartbeat.
If you was a Toronto,
Yeah. You getting rid of people that ain't gonna be over there anyway, so
It's
I'll
probably
holler at y'all later.
It probably happened at the deadline. There's going to be a signing trade must have been because
I heard
Kyle Lowry.
they're trying to get rid of Siakam too, huh?
Yeah.
Clippers.
Warriors and team need to look out for Siakam.
You look out for everybody when it comes to the Warriors.
Hey, Bradley Bill just called me and said, Steph. He said, put the call in the box, tell about Myers.
Yeah. If they don't do that, they lost their mind.
Good evening, good evening. It's Tuesday. You know what that means.
Bye, Wiggins.
The #1 sports podcast in the world is online. It's time for Sports for You. Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark.
what up with it?
Nick Friggs.
What it do?
Ben Ready, the super producer himself.
Yes, that's me.
And of course, Black Muscle in the building, Townhouse Media family, B Finn in the house. He's gonna chime in when we do our draft NBA talk segment in a little bit.
It's me, B-Fan.
Shout out to B Finn. Happy belated birthday to you also last week, brother.
Happy belated birthday, B-Fan.
Welcome to the 30 Club. And again, make sure you hit that like button on Facebook, that share button on YouTube. And if you're listening, Spotify, Apple, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Google Pod, Amazon Music, Stitcher, and Verbal. Lots to get into. But before we get into all the sports talk, this is a celebration today. We're not the only team. The Bucks aren't the only ones celebrating. The Milwaukee Bucks aren't the only people celebrating. All our mini Olympians are the only ones celebrating. We're celebrating here at Sports for You today because today is my man Nick Freeze's birthday. Yay! Happy 30th birthday, one Nick Freeze.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to everyone who dropped some love for my brother in the comments today on social
Most
media.
definitely. Appreciate it.
And we're going to celebrate tonight. We're going to talk a lot of sports. Not to get into, obviously, it is a busy week in sports. Draft. MLB Trade deadline. Free agency is next week. Training camps are open now. It is a lot to talk about. What's that, B?
We have access to the Los Angeles Chargers training camp, so we have to pick a day for Sports for You to. We going up there. It's y'all know it's during the week, so
Yes.
whenever y'all want to make that happen, just let me know.
We will. So let's get into it. Lot to talk about. Let's start off with the #1 story in all sports. There's something going on in Tokyo right now. There's some little event. It's called the Olympics. By the way, USA is winning in the medal count right now. I think it's them. Then I think it's Japan second. But the story of the day is obviously involving probably the greatest Olympian of all time, and that is one Miss Naomi Osaka. Simone Biles. Shout out to Osaka. She's actually was in the Olympics. She lit the torch for the Olympics, obviously, for her native country, Japan. She was eliminated yesterday in the third round of the tennis tournament in the Olympics. But Simone Biles, wow, those stats, that's crazy. But Simone Biles, arguably the greatest Olympian gymnast, not just in the United States, but in the world. She's been the story of the day. As Team USA was getting ready to compete for the gold medal as a team, she did not compete, and everyone was wondering, oh, boy, what is going on? Shout out to everyone in the comments. I see my Uncle Kev wish Nick Freeze happy. Everyone's wishing Nick Freeze happy birthday.
Appreciate it, everybody. Most definitely.
So Simone Biles did not compete this morning as Team USA competed for the gold in team gymnastics. And we thought it was an injury. She came out. She had an ice pack on her ankle. So it was like, oh, boy, this isn't good. Because she's going to compete for 5 gold medals in the next 24 hours. Well, she addressed the media that's assembled in Tokyo, and she said she was dealing with a lot of anxiety competing. I want to say, good for you. Good for you. And obviously, she's taking a lot of heat because everyone's saying, well, why didn't you have anxiety for one of your events? I mean, you look selfish. But from dealing with people who I know have mental health issues, there is no timetable for when someone's going to have an anxiety attack.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who's criticizing Naomi Osaka, I keep saying like Simone Biles. I don't know. Know why Naomi Osaka's name keeps coming to my mind? Because we just talked about this with her about a month ago. That's why she didn't compete at the French Open, didn't compete at Wimbledon. And she admitted that break gave her the piece to actually compete in the Olympics. But Simone Biles has been getting a lot of criticism because some people think she's being selfish. Now, if she competes tomorrow for her in the solo events, which we don't know yet, by the way. So we shouldn't jump to conclusions that she looks selfish. I don't think she looks selfish. When you are 24, arguably the greatest at what you do, that is not an easy task for anybody, especially a young black girl from Houston, Texas, who is put this sport and this country on her back to compete on the highest stage. And she has excelled at it every time since a kid. But now, because she decided, you know what, I need to focus on me, everyone want to look at her like she's the villain. Birthday boy, I'll start with you.
I think people need to, when they address these athletes and it comes to these mental health issues, they need to remember that, there's more stuff going on than just sports for these people. Even though these people work hard to make your 3, possibly 4 hours a day of them watching them as a pleasant experience. And, a lot of that stuff is rough. And especially when you're very good at what you do and when you're as good as she is and you get penalized for being that good, it gets frustrating. Because at this point, it's like, well, what do I do? If I tone it down, they say I'm not being myself and I get penalized for it and I'm still better than everybody. Mm-hmm. And then if I go above and beyond, if I do what my regular routine, they say I'm doing too much because they say other people are trying to catch up to it and they can't do it. That's not her problem.
Right.
So, for that aspect, I'm pretty sure it was frustrating for her. And let's just be real, if anybody, if you know anybody that has anxiety real bad, you really can't pinpoint when it's going to happen.
Yeah, to me, that's the biggest story about this is anybody who's suffered from, like you said, mental health issues, have anxiety attacks. I'm not gonna ever call them selfish because it might have flared up at the wrong time or whatever it is.
Right.
That's not my job to do. However, I will just wish that everything gets better with her.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can see her do her thing when she do her solo.
And I just think it's sad. I mean, we don't know. She addressed it, There's nobody there. She's usually seeing packed stadiums for these events. And there's nobody there. And we watched the bubble, watching the Lakers and all these teams compete in the bubble. And yeah, it was just basically like watching an open run in the gym. And that's pretty much how she's feeling. She's probably feeling like, okay, I'm competing on the national stage and all, but it just seems eerie. And, yeah, it will give you some anxiety. So I think we need to ease up on saying that she's selfish and basically questioning her. Some people are I heard like a guy calling Mason Ireland today saying, because he compared it to what happened with Naomi Osaka, thinking that, she was just thinking about all her endorsements and not thinking about the other young girls. Well, we don't know. And before y'all judge somebody, y'all need to get all of the research and all the information first. Because we don't know what these girls, these young men are going through. Being over in a country that's in a state of emergency because we're still in a pandemic. Nobody's there. And it's eerie. I personally was shocked that the Olympics still happened, but I know the show must go on, and I pray that whatever Simone Biles is going through, she overcomes it, because she's still, no matter what, is still going down as the greatest. And I don't care what certain people in the media, who I will say for calling out names, say about her basically spitting on America. But I'm gonna say that for calling out names. Don't go nowhere.
That's crazy.
Since we are talking about the Olympics, we have a lot of great winners. Obviously, Simone Biles is a great winner. We have, obviously, the U.S. women's volleyball team, track and field, U.S. women's basketball. You know, I really thought I could be saying about the men's basketball, but I guess not.
Uh-oh.
The U.S. men's basketball team, by the way, who play tomorrow, lost their opening match of the Olympics to France.
Tony Parker play?
Nope.
No.
You know who their best player is?
I'm assuming it's was it
Nope.
Evan Fournier? Because he
Evan Fournier.
Evan Fournier
from the Boston Celtics.
Formerly of the Orlando Magic and the Denver Nuggets.
Evan Fournier is their best player.
Scored a game high 28 points.
Dame Lillard said they don't play like that in the NBA.
Well,
y'all don't play like y'all don't play like that in the NBA either. The way y'all playing.
So Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton of the now NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks, along with runner-up Devin Booker, just arrived in Tokyo maybe by 48 hours before tournament play began. Drew Holiday was the best player on the floor for Team USA.
Oh, that's not good.
He had 18 points, 12 in the fourth quarter. Had some dope Kobe's on, by the way, too. However, that is where I want to go. Kevin Durant. I said in the chat, I was like, Drew Holiday said, I just got off the plane. What's y'all excuse?
Yeah.
What's y'all excuse?
There's no reason why Kevin Durant shouldn't be scoring at least 30 points per game.
He had 10.
He should be scoring at the same clip Carmelo scores.
He had 10, and he fouled out.
He fouled out.
He fouled out. Now, in international play, it's only 5 fouls, Mark. B-Fan, Nick. He had 4 fouls through the first 3 quarters.
Bruh, how do you get fouled? Okay.
He went 3 for 10 and was 1 for 6 from 3. Missing wide open shots.
LeBron wouldn't do that.
And that's where I want to go. Irvin Magic Johnson, who's somewhere on his yacht in the Mediterranean again. Somehow Magic finds a way to tweet. He must have a great Wi-Fi on that yacht he's renting from Stan Kroenke.
Magic is the Wi-Fi.
Probably is. He said they're lacking leadership. And he said the leadership they're missing is one LeBron James.
You're watching a Kevin Durant led team.
Or a leaderless team.
No, this is a Kevin Durant led team. Kevin Durant is supposed to be the leader of this team. He's the best player on this team. And
you sure ain't acting like it.
He's not. And this should open people's eyes as to more of why the situation in OKC went sour the way it did. And even if you were to think about it, even the Golden State situation got sour. None of those exits were just smooth leaving. Each one had a little controversy behind it.
I think I'm on the opposite end of how y'all feel. Like, it's one game.
Well, I agree that. I agree on that part. I believe it's just one game.
It's one game.
Technically, it is, and technically, it's not.
I know you're talking about the exhibitions.
Yeah, right.
I don't count those either.
But
that the fact that they've so far since everything started, they've only won once doesn't look very promising.
I get that, but this is what I'm saying. Even when you look at the women's national team,
and they smoked Nigeria.
They lost. They lost to the NBA All Stars.
Yes.
And they lost 2 exhibition games too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, man, there's one game. Like we were saying earlier, I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. I still think we go win gold.
I do too.
It's just the first game was a bad game.
And
it was a bad game.
And they were missing wide open shots.
I don't think Kevin Durant is gonna miss some shots. Every game.
Every time I watch the games, it goes back into what I said a couple of weeks ago when I said they're really not used to this officiating. You can tell they're really used to this NBA officiating, and Another thing this is showing is that this whole AAU style of basketball doesn't work at the next level of professional basketball as far as like this Olympics, because this is a whole different breed, because it's just like what Damian Lillard said. He said these dudes don't play like that in the NBA. Well, for these dudes, playing for their country means more than the NBA.
Right.
Yeah.
Luka said it. Said it.
And it's
and he balled the other day too.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a structured offense.
Yeah, and they're not used to that. Mm-hmm. And people are saying this is Greg Popovich's fault.
Yeah, you segue right to where I was going to go to, where from work. So there's a lot of chatter now that a lot of the players are upset with Greg Popovich's offensive play calling, the offense that they're running. He's basically running the Spurs system and not running more of a free-flowing offense.
Goes exactly what I just said. Everybody's used to AAU basketball. And it's time for you to run this team style, and you're not used to it, which makes absolutely no sense, none whatsoever.
Pop offense been working really well for the past 20 years, right?
How many times have the Spurs missed the playoffs since the 90s?
Maybe like
once or twice.
Yeah, like you can literally count it on one hand.
Yeah, and they have some fingers left over.
And on the other hand, you can count their rings.
Tim Duncan, if we was, and I know we're still gonna make our ultimate.
What?
Pause. Are we still going to make our ultimate international team? Because I was thinking about that today earlier. So, and obviously probably what, 3 players we can name? Well, obviously 2 for sure. International wise would be who make this list or come out the Spurs system. And Tony Parker, Emmanuel Ginobili.
Yeah, easily.
And here's my question: what do y'all think of the starting 5? So the starting 5 in Game 1 was KD, Dame, Levine, KD, Dame, Levine, Draymond, and I think Bam.
Yeah, you know what that's missing? They're missing a point guard, an actual point guard.
I mean like Jason Kidd or LeBron,
or Chris Paul, or somebody.
Or Magic, or Darren Williams.
They need a point guard,
or John Stockton.
They be happy.
Or GP.
They'd be happy with John Wall right now. They need something.
Wow.
Because this is bad. Because the thing is, for the system, the thing is you the point guard really sets everything up, and the fact of you got all these point guards who are basically scoring point guards. They're not used to really setting everybody else up. They're used to setting up their own shots and doing everything, and then looking out for everybody else in the process. So the Greg Popovich system is, it's team first, then you get your buckets next. Mm-hmm. And they're not really used to that.
So now the question is, what's up, B? You got some comment? Let me in the comments. But I think, like you said, like Mark said, it's game 1, so I'm not going to panic. And the players want to blame Pop for everything, which I think is
I think that's ridiculous.
More like prisoner. It's real prisoner of the moment. So I got Chris Camillo. He said actually the game was winnable. They were up 7 with 3:20 left. You have to find a way to win that game. So USA needs a true playmaker like Rondo. I'm not sold with Pop as head coach. USA took home bronze in 2004 under his coaching along with Larry Brown. So, like you were saying, they need a point guard. And my Uncle Kevin said, sound like you talking about selfish Harden. Well, they probably be better with James Harden running this offense than.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, James Harden game actually fits well for international play.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to shift over to a couple serious topics, and then we'll get back more on the lighter side of sports. We'll talk about him later, definitely. Yes.
I'll have breaking news.
Drop the sounder.
Yeah, this is breaking news. I just got it from ESPN. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dolphins Pro Bowl cornerback Xavier Howard requests trade, makes the case he outperformed his contract.
I saw this statement about an hour ago. Let's talk about this right quick. So Xavier Howard, I think he's in the last year of his contract. He wants an extension. And he feels he outplayed his contract. I know he led the league in interceptions, but let me be clear. I could probably name at least 3 cornerbacks I'll take ahead of Xavier Howard. He's good.
I would love to put him on the other side.
If the Broncos secondary wasn't loaded, I would still take him. If we didn't have already, we had Pat Surtain, we just signed Kyle Fuller. Obviously, we still had Bryce Callahan. Our cornerback depth chart wasn't,
Wait, so y'all got Bryce Cunningham and Kyle Fuller. So y'all basically got the
we got the Bears secondary.
the Bears secondary.
Yeah, Fangio.
With what they coach, that's funny.
Yeah, it's Fangio. And then
Khalil Mack next.
yeah, okay.
Khalil Mack and Von Miller. That'd be crazy.
Well, so we trading Bradley Chubb?
Would you?
Yeah.
yeah.
But still,
Von Miller and Khalil Mack, that'd be crazy.
yeah, but the Broncos got other fish to fry. But you would take. Obviously, you said you would want him on your squad.
On the other side of Trey White, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I said, man. Pause.
No, it's not that.
Oh, but yeah.
The Raiders are using. We need help at corner.
So
Linebacker.
I don't know what he's gonna.
Pass rusher.
I don't know what he's gonna get from the Dolphins, but it sounds like to me he's probably gonna just show up. He's gonna say, I'm here so I don't get fined. He said in the statement, "I'm just here so I don't get fined."
Who said that?
That was part of the Xavier Howard statement.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Marshawn Lynch.
No, I thought you were talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, well, we'll definitely talk about that guy later. But on a serious note, obviously, y'all know I'm a Dodger fan, and we've talked about the Trevor Bauer story. Trevor Bauer, obviously, y'all know the story. He's being accused of sexual misconduct. He went to court last week, and the judge called for a recess till August the 3rd. So they've extended his administrative leave through August the 6th. I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. I don't think he pitches a game again for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think his time in LA is done for.
I do think he will still pitch in the majors, but I don't think he'll pitch for the Dodgers.
No, he ain't gonna wear no blue jersey.
Speaking of jerseys, there was a story that we talked about a lot during the spring before the draft, and that was the whole Deshaun Watson story.
Uh-oh.
And it seemed to resurface now in the last 48 hours.
NFL's trash.
So Deshaun Watson did report to Texans camp because now the new rules state teams cannot just dismiss fines if players don't show up. If they don't show up, they're docked $50,000 a day. So Deshaun Watson showed up. He hasn't addressed the media yet. And obviously we all know the situation. He's being accused. He has 22 civil suits for sexual misconduct, 10 criminal complaints. Now I want to say this. Complaint is different from charge. He has not been charged with anything. These are just investigations. And according to what I was hearing, this is what the Houston PD does. They take forever and a day. This could probably be not done till 2025 the way they're taking. So the NFL released a statement today saying they are continuing their investigation on Deshaun Watson. And I guess from what they've pretty much researched so far, they don't have enough to put him on the exempt list. Now, why it is, because I was wondering why. And then I saw a tweet from Tom Pelissero from NFL Network explaining the exact rules of the exempt list are meant for criminal charges and not criminal accusations. So, obviously, that is why he hasn't been charged now. And then you hear the news Monday from Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero that the Texans are willing to trade him. Well, now you're going to be willing to trade him, and nobody wants him yet.
Denver does.
Well, now that's when I get there because, yeah, we might want him. But, I was saying it months ago that Kareem Jackson told to keep Talib on his podcast that that Deshaun wants to be in Denver. Well, a guy who I follow on Twitter who covers the Broncos for their radio network said he wants to be in Miami. So if
Deshaun Watson in Miami will be insane
because he wants to reunite with Will Fuller, pray for Brian Flores, Chris Greer, black coach, black general manager, his number one receiver after DeAndre Hopkins is over there now. They basically trade Tua. I mean, it's not like the first time. It wouldn't be the first time that the that these two teams made a deal.
This one make more sense than the first one, idiots.
You mean, trading Laramie Tunsil for some picks?
I wouldn't. Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy. And the Kenny Stills on trade too. Don't forget they made this would be that was their second trade.
Well, that was under the Bill O'Brien watch, so it doesn't shock me. But let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Obviously, there's a reason. I just stated out what the NFL said, why they can't put him on the zip list yet, but they are investigating. But it now seems like it's falling now into the hands of Houston PD, because we're now approaching 6 months into this investigation, or at least into these civil charges as well. I don't think we see a resolution by week 1. And crazy as it sounds, I think Deshaun Watson will be on the field week 1. And I didn't think that 3 months ago.
Yeah, if he's not on the exempt list, then he's able to play, right?
Yeah. There's no
Simple
reason.
as that.
I mean, here's the whole thing. He's basically not on the exempt list because of some
Technicality.
Yeah, some little BS technicality. There's no reason in the world why he shouldn't be on the exempt list. Because here's the whole thing. You have to, like you said, in the exempt list, he can still get paid. So just go ahead and do your own little private workouts like you've been doing so far.
Right.
And just lay low until everything is done. You still don't get paid. You're not losing nothing. So you just basically getting a paid vacation. That's what you got to think about it like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but there's the next question. I'm going to move on to the next topic. Is he the quarterback of the Houston? Is he the starting quarterback of the Houston Texans week 1? Or do Houston just say, you know what, F it. Let's trade. Let's see what we can get. Probably getting pennies on the dollar right now because pennies on the dollar. Probably getting, you're not getting the value you would get for a normal Deshaun Watson trade. The report is they want at least 3 1s.
They have lost their mind if they think they're getting 3 1s at this point.
That was what I saw from NFL Network. Chris Mortensen said they want a combination of 5 picks and players.
Wait. Time out. Do you when you say this combination of 5, you mean like
probably 3 1s, maybe a 2 or a 3, and at least 2 ready now players.
Okay, so at first it sounded kind of crazy, like they wanted the 5 picks and players. Like, hold on, y'all. Like, let's everybody chill out. You're not. Getting,
I think that's what they want.
They're not getting the greatest quarterback of all time on their roster, even though he's very, very good.
Why is Houston wanting all that?
Because they're a stupid team. And obviously,
they're not about to get all that. Not at this point.
They're about to get a second and a third and a starter.
Pretty much, because it's too much of a risk. You get away a first-round pick for him right now.
So basically, we're all just in agreement that Tyrod Taylor is going to be their starting quarterback week 1.
Don't look at me.
Hey,
do not look at me. I'm being positive today.
Let's be real. Tyrod's going to be their starting quarterback week 1.
Peace to that black man.
Yeah, he's on a different team now. That's why.
No.
He's their problem.
We're still sorry.
They got their own problems.
We're still sorry.
Oh, boy.
But peace to that black man. It don't matter what team he on.
Well, there's somebody else who's on who's on a new team now, and that is one Miss Maria Taylor, which you heard first on Sports for You, but you saw in the New York Times. Maria Taylor is now a member of NBC. She left ESPN right after the finals. And I saw a lot of people who was like, wow, the whole meme where the person, they walk into their house, take a 5-second nap, get back up, and they go work to the second job. Mm-hmm. I want to explain this to people clearly. Maria Taylor didn't just leave ESPN and 5 seconds later she was hired by NBC. The week leading into Game 6 of the finals, she pretty much had an agreement, and Ben Reddy said it. She wasn't coming back. She pretty much had an agreement to go work for NBC. She went back to ESPN and say, can you match it? ESPN said no. They made a joint statement. She was on the first plane to Tokyo, and that's why you saw Friday that they announced her as the newest member of the NBC Sports family.
There you go.
So she's going to be working the Olympics, which she's doing now.
Congrats to her.
Salute to her.
Salute. She's going to be working on Football Night in America and she's probably going to do some correspondence work on the Today Show.
But she's not getting Stephen A. money.
Nowhere near.
Yeah.
She might be getting, and I'm not trying to, count her money.
Uh-oh.
But she's probably getting no more than probably somewhere between the range of 3 to 5 at the most a year. Because you're not getting more money than someone who works on the Today Show.
No.
Or Football Night in America now. But here's a question I want to ask you guys. We remember she went on First Take and like most of us people of color, eat Drew Brees for his comments about kneeling. Mm-hmm. Well, Drew Brees is now a colleague of hers because, as y'all know, Drew Brees now works for NBC. He's going to be working in studio on Football Night in America. Eventually, he'll be working the booth on Sunday Night Football.
With Romo?
Well, I don't think Romo's leaving CBS.
No, yeah, I forgot he's on CBS. My fault. Yeah, he's going nowhere.
But I bring this up to what happened with the Rachel Nichols situation. You can't in the NFL on the #1 primetime show. You can't tape no. There gonna be no taped interviews.
No,
it's gonna be live. So you can't avoid Drew Brees. If I was her, if I was advising her, I would tell her, before y'all even get started working together, you need to address what you felt and let it be. Because if you let it simmer, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the Rachel Nichols situation all over again, and you don't want that because obviously the NFL already really doesn't have that much compassion for people of color. And you working on the #1, their marquee game now, the #1 primetime show, I don't want you to get blackballed. Because obviously we know how they feel about women, pretty much. And I don't want that happening to Maria Taylor. So now let's just bring on the situation. It sounds like Malika Andrews is going to be her replacement. Mm-hmm. But now there's controversy now because who's going to replace Maria Taylor on college football game day? Who's going to replace her on the Saturday Night Football sidelines? And someone tweeted out all the possible replacements, and they were all white women. Mm-hmm. So now there's controversy there because you had Jamel Hill tweet out, and I love Jamel Hill, this seems like a real diverse group. I'm like, oh, boy, here we go again.
Yeah.
But here's the question. Oh, the basketball tournament's on. Oh, that's the money team. So, and now, obviously, they said Malika Andrews is going to replace her on Countdown. Here's my question now. I mean, ESPN. If she was good enough to do this now, why didn't y'all just hire her in the first place? And I'm just being cynical because it just seems like they're trying to band-aid the situation instead of just addressing the situation at hand.
Does anything that ESPN do surprise you?
No.
Putting a Band-Aid on it sounds like ESPN.
It is.
Pretty much.
Instead, like you said, instead of fixing the situation, let's just put the Band-Aid on there and
hope everything just
hope it heals underneath there.
Hope everything just disappears. Mm-hmm. That's what they're hoping for. It just gets, hopefully some big sporting event or something that happened so it can get brushed under the rug.
So, but shout out to Maria Taylor. Congratulations. You well deserve what you have. Unfortunately, you didn't get the Stephen A. money, which I could have told you wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I could have told her that.
But you're in a good place right now. There's some other moves also happening in sports. Talking about realignment. Let's talk some college football.
Oh yeah.
The huge story is there's gonna be a lot of realignment, Mark, especially in our neck of the woods, the SEC.
It's just so freaking stupid, man.
There's just more teams for Georgia to beat.
So if y'all not heard the story,
sad.
Oklahoma and Texas, probably one of the greatest rivalries in all of college football. Basically the gold standard of the Big 12. They did not renew their contract with the Big 12 for 2025 and are seeking to join the SEC. And before you go, Jimbo Fisher said this at SEC Media Days. Be careful what you ask for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to start with Mark because obviously, Like me, his favorite college football team, Georgia's in the SEC.
Didn't Texas A&M join on the SEC?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Them in Missouri.
Oh yeah.
Well, A&M's been fine. Missouri, ask them what it's been like joining the SEC. Go ahead, Mark.
Like I said, just more teams for Georgia to beat. That's all it is, man. Oklahoma and Texas, I don't know about that being the biggest rivalry
Well, I say one. They're not the biggest rivalry.
It's one of the bigger rivalries in
in the South.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, if they come to SEC, that's good for them. It's more money for SEC. But what I think what's going to happen now is Big 12 going to reach out to some of these Pac-12 schools, and I think it'll all work out fine.
Yeah, I could see one of the smaller Pac-12 organizations joining. The ones that feel as if they're good enough to compete something, but they can't get to that next level because they probably can't get the recruits that a USC or Oregon can get, or something like that, or Stanford or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, the Pac-12 they added Colorado and a couple of years ago. So I don't know. We'll see. That's gonna be a big loss for them though.
For the Big 12,
yeah, that's the biggest. That's their two biggest teams.
I'm just be honest. I think that just basically
that's gonna disband them. Yeah, they're done.
That conference is gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, that's what's keeping them going.
Yeah, Oklahoma and Texas is their money makers.
And I bring this up now because I think we're now finna be in the era of the super conference.
There's already a super conference. It's called the SEC.
Well, conferences. Because you bring up the Pac-12. Do we see the Pac-12 try to approach schools from the Big 12 to come join the Pac-12? Do the Big 10 try to approach schools? Do the ACC try to approach schools? This is going to be – obviously, we already have the game-changing move with players getting paid now. Now we're talking about basically pretty much the annihilation of the NCAA.
That's fine with me. I can't stand the NCAA.
Yeah, they always doing messed up stuff.
Yeah, this is karma for them.
It really is.
But this is what I think is going to end up being. So what's going to happen is, these other teams, they're pretty good, and they're trying to figure out to get a way to basically get into this tournament, to get into the other playoffs. And if you're good in the SEC, you're going to have some type of consideration of going to the playoffs. That's just the way it is.
That's true.
So that's probably what it is for Texas. Outside of teams in SEC, it's not that many teams that, when they're very good, they get the recognition to go into the playoffs. Like Ohio State. When Ohio State is good, they get the recognition to go into the playoffs over another team that's probably got the same record as them. Or who else? Or like a Notre Dame. They're a team that may get some type of consideration to go. They don't play nobody. But, yeah, it's little stuff like that. It'll be more difficult.
I think Notre Dame should be in the ACC.
There was someone someone brought up today, I think it was Paul Feinbaum, brought up today that the Big Ten might try to approach Notre Dame about joining, which I think would be a disaster, to be honest. Sorry, Fat, but
yeah.
But I think, like you said, they should just join the ACC. They're already in the ACC for everything else. Basketball, all the other major sports, they're in the ACC for it. But they want to hold on to their independence because if they join a conference, they have to give up that NBC money.
Oh, they're not joining the conference.
They're not joining the conference.
That's why they want to keep their independence because the football, Notre Dame football is exclusively broadcast on NBC, and they give that up. They're basically They're basically now just one of the other schools. By the way, Pete Alonso, he killed it in the home run derby.
Yeah, for them, they'll get caught up in the mix of all the other schools, and they won't get as much airtime. Let's say, because let's say for example, a year where they're not that good, they still have that contract, and they still get some games on TV, especially at the national level.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about let's talk some MLB, talk some Major League Baseball. We're 72 hours from the MLB trade deadline.
I hate that.
Why?
Because they still make trades after the trade deadline.
Well, no, they ended that now.
Oh,
so
okay.
now this is it. If you don't make a deal by Friday, this is your roster going into the postseason. Some of the names you're hearing: Max Scherzer, Chris Bryant,
Chris Brown,
Jose Barrios from the Twins. let me ask you this. Obviously, we're not gonna say player. I mean, I know who I would want for the Dodgers. I need them to find either another bullpen arm, Craig Kimbrell, another starting pitcher, Mike Max Scherzer. But what area do you want to see your teams address in the next 72 hours? I'll start with you, Nick. What do you want to see the Angels address?
Health.
Good point.
I'm
with that one too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Health. I mean, get healthy Mike Trout. I mean, hey, and the thing is, I don't think we really need to make that many extra deals in order to get to the playoffs. I think we just need to get some type of continuity going on. And I mean, who knows? We got two of the more exciting players in baseball right now. The best player in baseball, and one of the rising stars. So you got a combination like that. The sky's the limit. I do a little run to get into the playoffs. I don't have to go far.
Right.
Even getting to the first round and being done, that's a big step because we haven't been to the playoffs in who knows how long.
Right.
Well, we got some breaking news. Breaking news. Pause the MLB music. We got some breaking news. And as we're having an Olympic update, American Katie Ledecky failed to medal in the 200-meter freestyle. Mm-hmm. Australian Ariane Titmus captured the gold in record time. So Katie Ledecky did not win a gold medal.
Or medal at all, right?
No. Wow.
Not in the 200-meter freestyle. That's crazy.
So let's get back to MLB. Mark, as we're seeing your Braves right now, just
I would want another starting pitcher. And see if we can get some more offense in our lineup, man.
Obviously, in there, that would help with the loss of Ronald Acuna Jr. With a torn ACL. I'm going to say this with the Dodgers. Pitching, and pitching. Because obviously, we sometimes are nervous whenever Kenley Jansen gets up the close now, which is crazy. And it's been like this for years. Bullpen pitching seems to be the hardest thing to address in baseball. I don't understand that.
Somebody need to wake up Dennis Eckersley.
Yeah.
Well, or maybe Mariano Rivera or Trevor Hoffman can come out of retirement. I don't know. But
I'm pretty sure they can still pitch.
I guarantee you Mariano Rivera still can.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I want to get, like Nick said, healthy. I want Cody Bellinger to find his health. He's still dealing with the shoulder.
He batting like 150.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that ain't going to work.
Hopefully we can get Corey Seager back. Obviously, we're not going to get Dustin May back this year. Obviously, I think Trevor Bauer's done.
Oh,
hopefully we get Kershaw back. I just think health and just pitching. That's pretty much it. And that's it for baseball. Let's go ahead and move over to the one more baseball story. We have to say a farewell to a
Madden.
Oh no, we'll definitely get into that in a minute also. But we have to say farewell to a team, to a name.
Oh yeah.
Farewell to the Cleveland Indians.
That's it.
Who's starting next year.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Will now be known as the Cleveland Guardians. Starting in 2022.
Man, they got that old fake angel logo.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
They think they from Thor.
I have zero clue who came up with that name, but man, it was corny.
Not even just the name. I mean, just the look. I mean, I seen on Twitter where they had posted the other concepts that they could have chose, and they most definitely could have chose some better looking ones than that.
I'm asking a question. I don't know if it is or not. What was the Indians' name? Is that disrespectful to?
No, I think just the Chief Wahoo logo to me, I thought was more disrespectful than that name.
Oh, okay.
I mean, get rid of the logo.
They did.
No, but keep the name.
But, we're in this prisoner of the moment cancel culture society. So now everyone was saying now, do the Braves change their name? Do the Warriors change their name? Do the Chiefs change their name? I think I saw somewhere they said the Chiefs are eliminating their mascot, or is it they're eliminating?
They should eliminate nothing because they're actually in cahoots with the Native American community that
Florida State is. We talked about this last year, and our guy Ben Fair, faithful listener who's of Native American.
Shout out to Ben Fair.
Shout out to Ben Fair.
Who's who's of Native American descent, is a Washington football team fan, and he hated the fact that they got rid of the former name.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we should talk to the Native Americans
Exactly.
and see what's offensive to them, what's not offensive,
Yes.
and then we can go from there. If they thought the old Washington football team name was offensive, then cool. Because at the end of the day, it's up to them. It's not up to us.
Pretty
Exactly.
much. It's it. If one person
Remember that cancel culture.
Yeah, so stop being prisoners of the moment and just talk it out like adults. We can all get to the same goal and be on one accord.
Cancel culture. That would be lovely.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk some NFL, gentlemen. And then we're gonna get
There we go.
we're gonna get into some hoops. So training camps are open. And starting next week and every week in the month of August will be our second annual Sports for You NFL preview. Every week in the month of August, we will preview a division. We'll preview 2 divisions per episode. Next week, we'll start with the North. So we'll start with the AFC North, NFC North. Then it will be the South. Then we'll go to the East, and then we'll end with the West. And then first week in September, we will give our predictions, awards,
Bills win the Super Bowl.
who will be the leaders in statistical categories, and our Super Bowl predictions. And we're also going to talk some fantasy football as well. So definitely.
Oh yeah, we got to do that. Josh Allen won MVP.
So
Say that
for September.
Oh no, I'm not really picking them. I'm just doing out wild.
Done up, and our bold predictions as well. So Aaron Rodgers,
David Carr will be second in MVP.
I mean, Derek.
maybe Derek, maybe David's coming out of retirement.
They're the same person.
But when I ask you something about Gruden later.
Almost let me cuss on the show. Go ahead.
Okay, fuck it, it's your birthday. I don't want to get you in a bad mood. I'm sorry, brother. But we got more breaking news.
Yeah, we have breaking news. Townhouse Media had gifted Nick a bottle of this here blue bottle. John, it matches your outfit.
There you go.
For his 30th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Thank you.
Go ahead and you can pop.
What?
Pause.
Pop
you can
pause.
pop that if you want to on camera, but proceed.
I'll go ahead.
So Aaron Rodgers, the drama's over now. He reported to camp. Now the question is, where will he be playing next year? This is a situation, B.
Can I answer that now?
Yes.
Raiders. Him and
Adams.
Devontae Adams.
I called it.
Okay. So the situation is now Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are talking about basically voiding the final 2 years of his contract.
That's dope.
So he basically this season he won't get franchised. So he'll be a free agent, and he could possibly force the trade to his next destination.
He's going to the Raiders if he leaves.
I think him and wherever Devontae Adams go,
No. It's wherever Aaron Rodgers go, Devontae Adams is going to follow.
however they go, they playing together.
Yeah, I think regardless that Devontae Adams is going to end up as a Raider because I think him and Carr definitely still cool.
Well, it don't really matter what Carr do.
Yeah, I mean if it helps to get Carr,
You can send him out in the car because Aaron Rodgers is.
What's that be?
we can most definitely get some draft picks for Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Most
can.
definitely.
You get some draft picks for Devontae Adams too.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
He's still not the best receiver in football, but he's good. And then
we ain't
we also
getting no
got to talk
first
about. We got another Devontae Adams topic to talk about in a minute.
Huh?
That's what we're gonna talk about,
Yeah.
and we're gonna definitely get into that. Yeah, I disagree with that, but
Shout out to that number.
Aaron Rodgers, like you said, he's going to now report to camp. I mean, what B? You don't sound convinced. So the question is, Mark thinks he'll be a Raider next year. Everyone thought he might have been a Bronco. Some people think he might end up somewhere else.
San Francisco.
That's already over with.
Somewhere in Northern California.
You think the 49ers? Basically, they trade Trey Lance.
Where are you from?
He's from Northern California.
He's from Northern California.
He's from Chico.
He went to Cal.
Oh yeah, he may be going to Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if the 49ers wouldn't have got Trey Lance, I would have said yeah.
Trey Lance don't matter.
Yeah, they'll hawk him.
I think they trade Trey Lance for Aaron Rodgers and
Go to Green Bay.
Get a draft pick.
But they got Jordan Love.
Go to Green Bay.
Ain't no love.
Championships. I put them like this:
That's the real Jordan either.
if they haven't,
Jordan.
if they're begging Aaron Rodgers to come back now,
Jordan Farmer.
they're pretty much knowing that what they messed up
Farmer
drafting.
better.
They messed up drafting Jordan Love. By the way, when they could have tried to draft like T. Higgins.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
I mean, at least they didn't draft Cleveland Farrell instead of getting Dan White.
well, or
At least you're the son of punter.
how about the Madden ratings, gentlemen? So it's Madden ratings week.
First day of free agent signing. He signed a punter.
Wow. So it's Madden ratings week. So now all week, every day there's going to be a Madden rating reveal. It started yesterday. And by the way, shout out to all the former players who are now going to be, Madden ratings adjusters. Chad Ochocinco, Ed Reed, Vince Wilfork, Marshawn Lynch. I don't know who else, but I know that every day on First Take they've had a former player who's came on to talk about they're going to be responsible for adjusting the ratings whether the player does well or does bad. So they released first the top 10 ratings for wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
As B-Fin just hinted on, Devontae Adams is the number one receiver with a 99 rating. Wow.
Pause.
Wow.
Pause.
Extreme.
Pause.
Wow.
Did I say pause?
Yeah. You said it like 3 times.
Bro,
Pause.
that was crazy.
Wow. Did that really just happen?
Do you understand seeing it from this side of the camera?
I
Soon as you said the dude name, the bottle popped. And then all the white suds just start spilling.
Oh, come on, B.
That was crazy.
Come on, B.
He wasn't even trying to open. Did you try and open it?
Nah, I didn't try to open it all the way.
That's what I'm saying. Just sitting there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Wow. But that shut up things over because the next name was DeAndre Hopkins. Pause. He had a 98. Him and Tyreek Hill both are 98s.
Ain't no way in hell. Go ahead.
Stephon Diggs, 97.
What?
Julio, 95. Michael Thomas, 94. By the way, he's on calling out names. Spoiler alert. Keenan Allen, 93. Amari Cooper, 92. Mike Evans, 91. And Allen Robinson, 90. Any problem with any of those ratings, gentlemen?
Yeah. There's no way in hell that Tyreek Hill is right up there with Devontae. Not even with Devontae Adams or DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins should be number one receiver.
I agree.
So we now have the ratings also for the top 10 rookies. So let me give you the rookies.
Fam.
Wow, that's crazy. That just happened.
Yeah, that was insane.
At number 10, who y'all think is the number one rookie, highest rated rookie on Madden?
It's not Patrick Surtain, is it?
No. Yeah, I would have been
Offensive player?
Yes, offense. Defense over there laughing.
Highest rated rookie.
Is it
It's pretty obvious.
Oh yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
No, he's number 2.
Who in the world number 1 there?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
It's Kyle Pitts.
Oh yeah. That makes a lot more sense.
Kyle Pitts is the highest rated rookie at 81. Trevor Lawrence is number 2 with 78. Then you have Jalen Waddle and Patrick Surtain at 76.
I'm surprised he wasn't at 79.
Wow. Well, that will be adjusted soon.
Yeah.
Penei Sewell, Zach Wilson, Jamar Chase, and Devontae Smith were all 75s. And then Trey Lance and Justin Fields are 74.
Oh, that means our right tackle is probably like a 71.
Well, we'll find that out. You'll find that out soon. Yesterday, today, they released the top 10 edge rushers and defensive linemen. Shout out to Vince Wilfork. So, number 1 edge rusher is Myles Garrett. Now, that's going to be a blooper for days.
Wait, Myles Garrett.
This is edge rushers. This is just edge rushers.
That's what I'm saying. Myles Garrett.
Yes, he's number 1 in 98.
Man, they don't knock it off. Go ahead.
Khalil Mack 96.
Oh, please.
T.J. Watt and Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt all 94.
Khalil Mack is a better edge rusher than Myles Garrett. I'm sorry, and I'm not just saying that because he played for the Raiders.
Cam Jordan and Von Miller 93. Joey Bosa 92.
What's his brother's rating?
90. He was next.
They don't knock it off.
And then Zadarius Smith 89.
I guess.
Y'all must don't like those ratings either.
Yeah, I'm cool on that one. The edge rusher, that's crazy. Myles Garrett, please.
Defensive lineman.
Oh, Aaron Donald's number 1 for sure.
Obviously, he's 99.
Yeah.
No pun intended. 94 Fletcher Cox.
Reggie
Pause.
White.
Whoa.
92 Chris Jones and DeForest Buckner.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
91 Michael Pierce. Who's Michael Pierce?
He plays for the Ravens. He's their nose guard.
Okay.
He's pretty good.
Calais Campbell 90.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark, Stephon Tuitt, and
So Calais Campbell's 90?
Yes.
So the Ravens have 2 top 5 defensive linemen?
Yeah. Kenny Clark 89.
Green Bay.
Him and Stephon Tuitt 89.
And who?
Stephon
Tuitt from the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty good.
And then Vita Vea 88.
Yeah, he's pretty good, too.
That's Ja Rule first album.
No, that was the chick that was on the song.
I thought that Vita. I thought that was Vinny Vici.
Same person.
Wow. So you guys are gamers. Anything wrong with any of those ratings?
I don't agree with now here's what I don't agree with. I don't disagree that Myles Garrett is that good of a player. I don't think is he 99? No, I think oh my God.
From Baruski, man, B-Fan.
That's Laker fans for you.
Who's your football team again, B-Fan?
The Colts.
Oh, Carson Wentz is quarterback. That explains it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got them out there in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let me say that about a B-Fan.
I don't agree with him being the best edge rusher. I think he's a better run defender than pass rusher, and his numbers prove it. But somehow. I need a better defender than Jay Crowder.
Wow.
And Mikal Bridges.
So,
Kawhi?
well, we'll talk about him. We'll definitely talk about him. Okay, so now, as we're talking about the finals, Giannis was the MVP, put up 35, 12, and 5. So all that Chris Middleton should have been finals MVP, so I'll please throw it away. Although he had a good series. And I know a lot of people was like, Drew Holiday didn't shoot well. No, he did what he was paid to do, and that was basically
Build a house.
basically
he
play defense on
played
Chris
defense.
Paul,
That was
94 feet.
He did a good job on Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the
Anybody
adjustment
tall does
Budenholzer made.
Anybody tall against Chris Paul does that in the playoffs.
Good point.
Improving.
So, real quick, as we do our finals recap, and then we're going to segue into some draft talk. Let's go to Cancun one last time.
Uh-oh.
Especially since it's Nick's birthday, we can go to the land of Cancun. Let's go to Cancun one last time. With the Western Conference champion Phoenix Suns. The talk is,
Quote unquote.
well, they are this year. Give them the placard trophy.
Yeah.
So that's what they gave the Lakers a Mickey Mouse trophy, so give the Suns a placard trophy. So the Phoenix Suns, they have to make a decision. Well, Chris Paul has a decision to make. He has a $44 million option that he can have picked up this coming up year for this year, or he can opt out and be a free agent. There's talks that he wants to go back to Phoenix. The Suns want him back.
Take a pay cut.
And the talk if he opts out, he can opt out and sign 3 years, $100 million.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Chris Paul, I'm at this point in my career, I would take the Dirk approach and just take the pay cut. Because let's be honest, Chris Paul, you're not going to miss out on this money at all. You're literally you have like about 15 commercials run every freaking basketball game. You're not going to miss out on any money. So accept about 15 to 20 million less per year, so they can use that money to get you another player up over there, and y'all can make another run. Just that simple.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if he really wants to win a championship, because he can stay over there. I mean, he could go join another team, but let's just be honest. He already went with Phoenix. He already got the continuity going on. Let's go ahead and just make another run. Let me finish my career over here. You don't want to end your career. The last few years of your career, you want to be going to different, like about 4 or 5 different teams. That's the last thing you want.
Shaq.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to go out like Shaq did, be a great player, and then end up bouncing around the league at the end of your career. You don't want that to happen.
By the way, Kenzie, I know what you're talking about. That's not true.
What's that?
There's a rumor out that the Lakers are offering Dennis Schroeder 4 years, $120 million. That is not true. And they're saying that Chris Haynes is reporting it. I haven't heard word from Chris Haynes since the end of the finals. He's probably vacationing because, he did a great job for TNT and NBA TV. No. The Lakers are not offering Dennis Schroeder no 4 years, $120 million. And obviously, Rob would not have that.
Are you kidding me?
Would not have that public 48 hours before the draft.
They better cut that down about $65 million.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder's gone.
$100 million.
Look, if Lou Williams got the most he got paid per year was like about $11 to $12 million per year, there's no way in the world he should be getting no $100 million contract.
I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna tell you now. Before we get into our free agency talk, spoiler alert: Dennis Schroeder, you can kick rocks.
I told you.
Kyle Kuzma, you can kick rocks, stones, boulders, crafts. I don't care.
See ya.
Out of here.
I do not want to hear no one defend Kyle Kuzma. No. I'm done.
Everybody
I'm
defends Kyle
done.
Kuzma.
No. What did I tell you Saturday? Shout out to Christina, by the way. When she gave, by the way, shout out to Bass. Bash had his birthday over the weekend. Shout out to Sophie. She thought the party was still going on. She wanted to come back and get on the water slide today. So the homegirl Christina gave Bash a Kyle Kuzma jersey for his birthday. And Bash gave him this look, and I said, that's the same way I look every time Kyle Kuzma steps on the floor. I'm done with dude, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, B-fan. Huh?
Was that a Kyle Kuzma shirt you had on, that blue one?
What Kyle Kuzma shirt?
Oh, that wasn't a Kyle Kuzma shirt?
Are you kidding me?
I wear one. I wear legends. This is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Might be from
No, stop it.
Legends and Cow.
Kobe Bean Bryant, LeBron Raymond James. Those are the only jerseys I wear. Period. I'm not wearing no Kyle Kuzma. It's like a dude, me and Mark was at Elko, we saw a dude wear a Rick Fox jersey. And I'm a diehard Laker fan. I ain't wearing no Rick Fox jersey.
Oh, Rick Fox jersey. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. There was a dude that walked around Elko in a Rick Fox jersey. Like,
He had to be Rick Fox's cousin.
Or team. That's like having some Team Jordans.
Rick Fox was part of those championships.
look,
Some of them reasons.
I love Rick Fox, but I'm not wearing his jersey. I got his autograph at LA Live when 17 did a remote. He was cool.
Lakers' best defender during that time.
He was. And obviously that's why he came to the Lakers. He really was. He was their best defender.
He's better than Kobe.
No, as far as specialists, he knocked down Kobe's the best defender.
Okay, I want to
He was the best defensive specialist. Correction, specialist. Who's the best defensive specialist on the Lakers at the time? That wasn't Kobe. Outside of Kobe.
Robert Horry?
Listen,
Outside of Kobe, who's the best Laker defender?
Shaq. I don't know. I'm telling y'all off camera. Because I
Okay.
told you I'm not talking about Kobe no more.
Okay.
But I'm telling y'all off camera.
Okay. So now
Jordan 2.0?
let's put a ball on the season for the champs, the Bucks. They don't really need nothing they really do. They already signed Drew Holiday. You said Jordan 2.0, really? We're gonna go. Can't be foul. What they don't really need to do anything else. Obviously, they've signed Drew Holiday long term. Chris Middleton signed long term. Brook Lopez is signed.
Should have been the Laker.
But yeah, that was a one move mistake Magic made, paying Michael Beasley.
Made two of them.
I'm not gonna go there.
Zubac.
What?
Well,
What's that?
well now it looks like the Lakers made the move. They traded him for the wrong person, Mike Scott. So Bobby what do you do about Bobby Portis?
You re-sign him. I mean, if you could find a better option in him, go ahead. But I mean,
Crazy Eyes did good for you.
yeah, I mean, he played pretty well for him. He made some big shots. He played pretty good defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player to have. He looks like an actor, but he's all right. He's a pretty good player.
By the way,
I wouldn't tell him that.
PJ Tucker was the championship celebration MVP, right?
It was Chris Bosh 2.0.
Let's not talk about champagne right now.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The parade.
Let's not talk about champagne right now.
Okay. But congratulations to Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee.
He poured it on himself, huh?
I don't know. He was just drunk, and they let him speak on the microphone at the parade. He reminded you of your drunk uncle. He was on his Tom Brady on that avocado tequila.
It wasn't nothing. Nothing's worse than Draymond Green. I'm sorry, Draymond Green was losing it. He was losing
Not
it.
Mark Madsen. I always take that cake.
But was Mad Dog drunk though?
No.
Mad Dog was just being. He was just
He was doing something. He was doing something I can't talk about on TV.
okay.
Yeah.
So Nick, it's your birthday, man.
Yes, sir.
And for those who have followed sports for you from day one, I know Nick Freeze is the godfather of the what if scenario. And it's draft week. But Nick Freeze so we're going to talk some what if draft recap. So keep your eyes on Mark when we talk about that topic. Y'all know why. But Nick had a what if that he sent in our group chat. Mm-hmm. They want to discuss. And B-Fan, you jump in on the mic as well on this topic. Pause. And you asked, what if a player had this player's ability? And you gave an example. Allen Iverson had the height of one Irvin Magic Johnson. Allen Iverson was 6 foot 160. And Magic was obviously 6'9", 6 feet 9 inches.
Takashi?
No. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone. And if you can take a current player, past or present, and add a certain attribute to their game, what would it be?
Imagine if Dwight Howard had Pau Gasol's skill.
Oh my God. The sad part was he was working with Akeem in the process and just never panned out.
That's because that wasn't his game. he's a defensive player by nature. He should have just learned to be more aggressive on offensive boards and just
he should have stopped trying to demand the ball and just go get your points.
yeah, like he used to.
Durability.
Yes, and physical strength.
Imagine,
He would never had his career would have been cut short because of the back issues.
Tracy McGrady with LeBron's longevity would have
Tracy
been crazy.
McGrady with anything.
Yeah, the homie told me, he said AI with Magic height would be crazy. I was like, that'll be Tracy McGrady.
Oh wow. Whew. That
Hey,
man,
I'm just keeping it real. That'll be Tracy McGrady.
that's a crazy what if, man.
Give Grant Hill LeBron's longevity.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Man, look.
I got one for y'all.
What's that?
You give Anthony Bennett Adam Morrison's work ethic.
Yeah, because if he had Adam Morrison's work ethic, he wouldn't have been out of the league in 3 years.
Hey, that's real. That's real talk.
If you would have look, Adam Morrison.
That's real.
Adam Morrison didn't pan out in the NBA, but you would never hear when he was with the Hornets or with the Lakers anyone say that he was a slouch when it comes to practice.
Yeah, he's most definitely a hard worker.
Kenzie said, "Imagine if Magic had Ray Allen's jumper."
Whoa.
I really want people to understand that Magic could score. When he wanted to.
He never got the opportunity to become a scorer.
No, he just didn't have to.
I mean, I'm talking about when he got to the point where he could have.
Every time he needed to, he scored.
Yeah. But I'm saying when we got
too much.
We got the opportunity to see him as Magic Johnson, the scorer, instead of the point guard. It was already, he had already did too much.
I got one.
What's that?
Give Tim Duncan Dirk's shooting ability.
Ooh.
Give Tim Duncan the ability to shoot the three like Dirk.
Yeah, that's a bad person right there.
Yeah.
That's mid, post, and a three.
Time out. Imagine if you gave Shaq Dirk shooting.
Oh man.
Oh my God. Yo, that would be crazy.
It'll look crazy too.
Imagine if Houston would have made that trade and let Jordan.
Next segment.
Well, nah.
Next segment.
We can't talk about that right now.
Because there's a few what ifs that we're gonna talk about with that topic.
Yo, that's crazy.
If y'all have any what ifs, put in the comments. We'll read them. We'll read them on air while we're still here. But that's since we're talking draft.
Charles Barkley with Anthony Davis height. Yo,
I can't right now.
that'd be crazy.
I can't right now, man.
They would have won 10 championships.
Charles Barkley is like 6'10", 6'11". That would be insane.
I can't right now. Oh
That
my
would
God.
be crazy.
Oh my God, dude. Charles Barkley with Anthony
Imagine if-
Davis's height.
Imagine if Carmelo's in my club.
Wow.
Carmelo had Kobe's work ethic.
What if he had LeBron's work ethic?
I got one. Give D Wade Ray Allen's jumper.
He'd still be the third best point, shooting guard.
Well, yeah, but still. Oh yeah. I mean,
Would he?
who's third?
Did he say?
He's better than Dwayne Wade.
Not yet.
Nah.
Not yet.
He a better two guard than Dwayne Wade?
Not
I
yet.
don't even look at James Harden as a 2 guard.
I think I'm looking more as a point.
But
I don't know, B. I still gotta go with D Wade.
Give James Harden Xavier McDaniel's toughness.
You know what? That's not a bad idea because I guarantee you, Xavier McDaniel ain't flailing when he trying to draw fouls. He's basically
Give James Harden Kawhi's defense. That would be crazy.
That is insane.
That would be crazy.
I ain't heard Monte Ellis in a long time.
And he was already a walking bucket.
He'll still be out the league.
Nah, he wouldn't be out.
Nah,
He wouldn't be out. He wouldn't be out the league at 6'11". No way.
He wasn't out the league.
Huh?
So he went out the league now. Well,
I mean, he
was a bucket.
Well, the thing about Monte Ellis is he was one of those players that was ahead of his time. If he would have came into the league right now, he'd be like they'd have him as like he would be higher than C.J. McCollum. He would be like one of the better scoring guards in the league. He'd probably be at like a.
Hey, imagine if Roy had LeBron's longevity.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about Gil too right now.
Man.
Give Jason Williams Westbrook boosties.
Oh my God.
Give Westbrook Curry shooting.
Oh yeah, it's over.
He'd still be a bad point guard.
No. I take that back. Give Westbrook Chris Paul's basketball IQ.
That's good. That's good.
That's what I would give Russell Westbrook.
Kenzie said, "Give Luka Clay's jumper and Scotty's defense."
He already.
He don't have Clay's jumper.
He don't have Clay's jumper, but
he got a jumper.
He has his own jumper. He don't have to worry about that.
So give him Scotty's defense.
I think he'd be cool with Patrick Beverly's defense.
Like a football player?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. So let's talk about some what ifs from the past since it's draft week.
They would have won 13 championships.
3 years ago, NBA TV did a what if rewriting the history books on certain drafts would have panned out a certain way. Let's start off with one story. The late great coach. What's up, B-Fan? Then the Celtics be basically better than the Bulls in the 80s and probably the 90s.
Yeah.
I think he would have as many, but he would still have some.
He'll have some, but I don't know if
he would have more competition.
They would have been his rivals.
Yeah, most definitely. It wouldn't have been. That would have been the team that gave him problems every single year. That would have been the team he had to worry about most definitely in the postseason.
Who was on that Boston team?
An aging Bird, Mikhail,
And that would have helped Bird a lot too, because that
Bird
would
was
have.
already retired. Well, Bird was retired in
That's true.
91.
Bias got drafted in 86, right?
Yeah. So that would have helped.
That would have helped the 80s.
That's what I'm saying. So look, you would think about it like this. This is what I'm saying. It would have helped Larry Bird as far as maybe he wouldn't. His help would have went as bad as it did so fast.
He said, Kinsey said,
it still would have been bad, but
Jordan still would have won.
He said, give Greg Oden LeBron's longevity and Hakeem's moveset.
If you give him LeBron's longevity, you're seeing DeAndre Ayton in the league. Look, and this is real. If anybody want to see what Greg Oden would have been, watch DeAndre Ayton. that's most definitely the person that he would be. No, it's not the same because there's been plenty of role players that played for a long time that still didn't make that. I mean, look at
Patrick Thomas. No, is that his name?
Kurt Thomas.
Kurt Thomas.
Kurt Thomas in the league for like 20 years. Yeah, and they're not Hall of Fame players. They were very good at what they did, but they weren't Hall of Fame players.
Boy, if you would have gave Marcus Camby Tim Duncan's skill set, he would have been the Marcus Camby in UMass.
Woo, man. Hey, hey.
The one Iverson dunked on?
Ouch.
Twice?
Ouch. Okay, so let's talk drafts. So the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant was the 13th pick in the 96 draft. But what if he would have been the 8th pick by the New Jersey, now Brooklyn Nets? If John Calipari would have just pulled the trigger and drafted Kobe instead of taking Kerry Kittles. That means, and they eventually get Jason Kidd.
Woo.
Then they eventually get Vince Carter.
Woo. They wouldn't have got Vince Carter.
And they would never leave New Jersey. Unless Jay-Z just eventually just talked to Kobe and said, look, we're going to Brooklyn.
Look, if it's crazy because so much in the NBA would have changed if that wouldn't have happened.
How Kobe's career would have been. Obviously, no Shaq, no Phil Jackson.
He won as many rings?
No way. There's no way that he would have won as many rings as he won.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest with you because he would
Then they would have to run into the Bulls
he
the
would've-
first couple. Well, he was still
he would have compared to him regardless. But here's the whole thing. If that would have happened, it would have been crazy because for the simple fact of over there with Jason Kidd would have been crazy. Kobe most definitely wouldn't have won as many rings because and you got to think about it like this. The things that happened in Kobe's career also helped motivate him to become better. The whole thing with Shaq leaving and them saying that he would never win without Shaq, that motivated him and turned him into the Mamba.
I think that started before, though, when he wasn't playing like that as a rookie.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everything that happened in his career.
4 air balls.
Yeah, everything that happened in his career was kind of like a way to motivate him to become better. You know, every little L that he took, he really took that, he took it to heart, and he made sure that he worked on it. You know, that's why a lot of people say he's one of the more complete basketball players. I don't agree with that, but that's a whole different story for a whole different day. But he's most definitely one of the greats.
So another one. What if Minnesota did not take Johnny Flynn and they would have took one Wardell Stephen Curry? They had back-to-back. Let me give y'all how that draft went in 2009. Blake Griffin went 1. Hasheem Thabeet went 2. James Harden was 3. Tyreek Evans 4.
Now, before you continue, let's rewind back to that time for the people that were wondering who in the hell is Hasheem Thabeet.
He was the Big East Defensive Player of the Year at UConn.
He was averaging like almost 6 blocks per game.
He was 7'3". He was
It was ridiculous the amount of defense that he was able to play in college. It was unheard of.
And it just didn't pan in the NBA.
The first top 2 pick to go to the G League.
And then 5 was Ricky Rubio.
Yes.
So the Timberwolves had back-to-back picks. So you have your playmaking point guard in Ricky Rubio. And a lot of people were questioning Steph because he was small, pause. Could he be a point guard? Was he a small shooting guard? And Minnesota took Johnny Flynn out of Syracuse.
At the time, that didn't seem like a bad pick.
It did.
It was. Look, Johnny Flynn had a nice run in the tournament, in the Big East tournament.
Okay.
But, yeah, exactly. It was okay. But Steph Curry, what he did at Davidson was, man.
He was Davidson.
And then he falls to Golden State, which was the pick right before the Knicks, and they took Jordan Hill. You imagine if Steph Curry would end up in Minnesota. They just drafted Kevin Love the year before. Rubio comes over in 2012. Then, obviously, you have, I still don't think they're probably a playoff team. They're a borderline playoff team. I don't think they get Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know if they get Wiggins.
They wouldn't have got to that point because, well, for one thing, they still would have went through the Curry injury problems because regardless,
Good point.
those injury problems were going to happen.
Good point.
And to be honest, if he would have had those injury problems probably over there in Minnesota, they probably would have traded him. I don't think they're not an organization that in the past has shown patience, and compared to like a Golden State, who in all actuality they really took a risk by making that Monte Ellis trade because at that time Monte Ellis was averaging like 25 points a game.
Sure was.
And and he was a lot of people were saying he was an all-star snub. And for you to trade away a player like that and basically say you believe in this point guard who's basically been hurt most of the time that Monte Ellis has been there, and Monte Ellis is supposed to be their best player, and they've been saying all this time that the team needs Stephen Curry to be healthy in order for them to make a run at anything, and Curry was always hurt. And so for them to choose Curry over Monte Ellis, not a big risk.
Kenzie said, what if Steph would have got drafted by the Knicks? That mean the Warriors would have had to take Jordan Hill. Then Steph been with the Knicks. That cap space in 2010 when they had Amari Stoudemire. Then they traded for Melo.
I don't think it would have went that far.
Because you still had Steph on a rookie deal.
But I don't think was still getting hurt.
Yeah, I'm about to say he was still getting hurt.
Right.
I think the injuries would have happened regardless of what team he was on. Nobody expected Steph Curry to be as good as he was. People always expect him to be one of the greater shooters, but they didn't expect him to be having, a unanimous MVP, 3 championships type of run within his this part of his career. Nobody expected that. If they would have thought that, he would have most definitely got drafted higher.
That means no Splash Brothers, no
Nah.
championships,
No.
no MVPs, no Draymond, all that. What about if the Bulls did not trade for Scottie Pippen? And he ended up in Seattle. The following year, they drafted Sean Kemp.
Oh, man.
The year after that, they drafted GP.
Oh, man.
Then they traded for Declan Shrimp.
The
Dale Ellis came back from the Spurs.
Dallas Shrift.
I'm gonna be honest with you. By them getting Scottie Pippen, do they? Even though we saw what he did his first couple of years in the Bulls, do you think that that they still end up being that caliber of team to the point that they have to draft those players at their position
Yes.
that they are?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I still think they'd draft Sean Kemp. You can have him and Sean Kemp in the front court.
Well, Sean Kemp was a later pick, so that would be more.
And then Gary Payton was the point guard. Like, you can still draft him.
What number was Gary Payton?
Gary Payton was the second pick in 90. 90. It was 90 or 91 after it was Derrick Coleman, then it was him.
So you still think the team would still be in the predicament to be drafted number 2 overall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the rookie Pippen first couple years wasn't
Wasn't the Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And Sean Kemp.
they didn't really need him to be that Pippen at that time.
Who else was on that roster? Like I said, Della Shrimp came later on.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Perkins. They got Sam Perkins for Sedell 3.
But I'm saying is maybe
David Wingate, Hersey Hawkins.
Yeah.
they get Pippen over there and put him in a more advanced role earlier. So maybe maybe he doesn't get the same output off the dribble.
By the way, that defensive scheme would have been ridiculous.
Yeah,
GP
good luck scoring.
GP or Scottie Pippen, pick your poison.
Good luck.
And then another one. So, and that question is,
Gilbert Arenas would have scored on him.
Wouldn't have scored?
I said he would have.
what would have happened with the Bulls if Scottie went to stay in Seattle? They draft Olden Polynice.
They probably end up finding somebody else that could play a similar role and probably win like 3 or 4, maybe not 6. I mean, no, you got to think about it. They got Ron Harper to play like a Jordan type of role before Jordan came back.
But
they got Ron Harper to replace Jordan. So all that would have been different too.
But the thing about when Ron Harper went to the Bulls, he was not Ron Harper, young Ron Harper. The Ron Harper we saw in the 80s in Cleveland, the old video of Ron Harper in Cleveland.
And Ron Harper with the Clippers.
He was pretty much already in decline then. And when he went to the Bulls, he was basically a defensive point guard, a 6'6" point guard playing defense. He wasn't the Ron Harper with the Clippers that was a high fly, or Cleveland that was a high flyer.
They didn't need him to.
And I don't know if he would have been that if they would have traded for him in the mid 80s or late 80s or 90s. Another one. What if Chris Webber actually didn't get traded to Golden State for Penny, and it's him and Shaq in Orlando? Penny is in Golden State with Tim Hardaway. Why wouldn't it work?
Time out. You really gotta put this in perspective. Imagine a power forward with the skill set that Chris Webber had with Shaq. So was Chris Webber.
Chris Webber forced his way out of Golden State as a rookie.
Look, Chris Webber wasn't no Robin. That dude was an alpha. I can't stand Chris Webber, but him and Shaq would have been crazy. That's all I gotta say. Would it have been as exciting with him as him and Penny? Probably not. But they still would have been a good team.
So you think about that. So we definitely talked about that one in the past, Kenzie. What if Carmelo would have got drafted by the Pistons? I already know y'all already know where I stand on that. I still think if they drafted Carmelo, they win the championship. They can win the championship. Yeah, would have won a championship.
I'm looking at something else. Ron Harper was still putting up good numbers.
He was putting up good numbers with the Clippers.
Oh no, I'm talking about right before he went up over there. Literally the year he went to the Bulls, he went from averaging 20 to 7. He didn't have to, because Jordan came back,
and then
you thought you were gonna be the scoring guard over here.
So let me straight. So you
play defense.
You get Penny and Golden State with Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin.
That would have been crazy.
But you got Shaq in Orlando with Chris Webber, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Scott Skiles.
They're still missing that.
Was Mitch Richmond there still?
He was in Sacramento already. He was already in Sacramento.
So you'd have put Penny at the 2.
Yep.
By the way, that was a what if there. I don't remember if I brought it up with y'all. I think I did. Patrick Ewing said that when he was a free agent, he almost decided to go to Golden State and team up and run TMC.
Who said that?
Patrick Ewing.
That would have been crazy. They still don't won.
I was about to say, I don't think they still would have won anything. They wouldn't have won nothing.
They showed the fun to watch though.
Yeah. For like about 2 years.
But then there's the greatest what if of all time. What if the Houston Rockets traded Ralph Sampson to the Chicago Bulls for the 3rd pick in the 84 draft, which turned out to be Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
So the Houston Rockets would have had Jordan that first time they went to the finals.
Yeah.
That they would have won. Jordan with Hakeem Olajuwon would have been the most insane. They would have been a super team on their own.
That would have been done.
It would have been
League would have been over.
Yeah. If that team didn't win at least 10 championships, it would have been a sorry team.
And just imagine, they eventually get Kenny Smith. They draft Sam Cassell.
They wouldn't have needed him. They wouldn't have mattered.
I don't think they get Ori because Ori was a lottery pick, so they would have been too good to get. They traded for Kenny Smith, remember?
They could have had us out there.
And then what? And let's just say
at our age when that trade was made.
Right now, yeah, for real.
No, like at 1.
Right. Yeah. So
and they still would have won.
How about this? Just to add some more substance to
13 championships. Everybody stay healthy.
Yeah. What if they actually still did the Clyde Drexler Otis Thorpe trade, and then you had Akeem, Jordan, and Clyde?
You would have had Clyde coming off the bench.
And Tracy Murray.
Whoa.
You wouldn't have Clyde coming off the bench?
No, you would have had Clyde at the 3.
You would have had Clyde at the 3.
Oh, yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah, for real, huh?
You had a starting 5 of Kenny's. Of who was the point guard? Sam Cassell was starting point guard, right? Mm-hmm. Cassell, MJ, Clyde, Ori, and Akeem.
And imagine they still at the end still get.
And then the bench would have been Vernon Maxwell, Matt Bullard.
Look, and they still get Charles Barkley towards the end of the career. You would have had Charles. Look, imagine if you would have got Charles Barkley still up over there at Houston with them still over there. That would have been crazy.
Charles Barkley.
15 championships. They would have dominated the 80s and the 90s. That's not even right.
Yeah, they would have dominated 2 eras. That would have been crazy.
And it was possible.
Extremely possible.
It was possible.
That would have been.
The Bulls got offers for the 3rd pick.
Yo, that's crazy.
And according to the guy who wrote the book about the possible trade, they said all they would have took was Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson for the 3rd pick. Basically, Ralph Sampson for Michael Jordan.
Ralph Sampson was tall as hell.
And he was good.
He was good.
Yeah. You said what? No, they wouldn't have. They
No,
still
they
been
wouldn't
good.
have.
Not when Rob
Not
Sampson.
Rob Sampson. Rob Sampson was real. Hold on.
Before the injuries, Rob Sampson was nice.
And Orlando Woodward is over there.
Yeah,
Average
hold
Come on, let's slow down now. I mean, look.
Look, Rob Sampson was part of the reasons why they went to the what you call it too. Don't sleep.
And Rudy T was the coach.
Exactly. Hold on. They was pretty good.
But you know what? What was a more crazier what if than that? And Mark brought it up some months ago.
What's that?
That there was a real possibility that Shaq would have signed with the '96 Bulls.
That wouldn't have mattered. Did you just hear what he just said?
Shaq
in '96, there was a possibility of him joining the Bulls.
Him, Dennis Rodman.
Scottie Pippen,
And Jordan.
Ron Harper,
And Ron Harper.
Tony Kukoc, Luke
They
Longley.
going 82-0.
Yes, this is the
He's still under contract.
Shaq joining the 72-10 Bulls. B.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
Yes, it would have.
It was some other reason why it didn't happen. It wasn't because of money reasons.
Yeah,
Somebody. No, I mean, even
He wouldn't
then,
need to.
They wouldn't need it to. They could have afforded him.
Remember, Scotty? You saw the Last Dance. Scotty signed that crappy contract.
Yeah, he signed a horrible contract.
They went 72-10. If they had Shaq, they probably went 84-0.
And it's only 82 games.
I know. Yeah,
They probably go undefeated in the playoffs.
that would have been the greatest team we ever seen in sports.
Shaq and Jordan. And Shaq said it was possible. Shaq and Jordan.
Bruh, Shaq, Jordan.
For 3 years, they probably wouldn't have lost.
I think Jordan would have played more than 3 years if Shaq would have came over
Jordan,
there.
and then obviously Jordan goes into being the elder statesman, and then Shaq is starting to dominate.
Imagine you getting
And they were
99 to 2001 Shaq over there with
See
the
what
Bulls.
And there was good trade Pippen for McGrady.
That so was true.
Who was better than Kobe during that time?
And then Phil doesn't retire. You got Shaq and Jordan in the triangle. You got young Shaq, and then prime Shaq in the triangle with Michael Jordan.
And with Scottie Pippen.
With Scottie Pippen.
And then the possibility of Tracy McGrady.
Scottie Pippen for Tracy McGrady.
I'm about to go play 2K.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That's
I'm about to go put these people on the team.
hey, look. Now imagine if Shaq would have stayed in Orlando and they still would have been able to get Grant Hill and all the other everything else would have happened.
And Tim Duncan?
And T-Mac.
And C-Mac?
And you don't, and obviously, even though Penny had the injuries, he's just basically a point guard.
That's cool. That team would have been crazy. Yo, imagine Shaq and Tim Duncan on the same team.
That ain't even fair.
Yo, how do you first
Oregon.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Chris Doherty from Oregon. I mean, they only. I mean, they already got LaMelo. They got Miles Bridges.
They don't need a point guard though.
They don't need a point guard.
They need a shooting guard.
The Spurs got 12. The Spurs are 12. The Pacers are 13.
I
and
think
the,
Sharif Cooper going to the Spurs.
okay,
That looks like a Spurs type of pick.
so let's go there. So we got the Spurs. You got Sharif Cooper going to the Spurs. 13. We got the Pacers.
Who's that guard?
Brogdon.
I can see him drafting whatchamacallit, little brother.
Who's going 12?
Donovan Mitchell.
Davion Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Kid from Baylor. And then the Warriors have the 14th pick.
Traded.
Number 13.
Yeah, 13 we got Davion Mitchell going to the Pacers, and then 14, that's the Warriors' last pick. That's the Warriors' second pick. I think
Jalen Johnson.
Go ahead, yeah, from Duke.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So we'll recap that next week.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Jalen Green go?
He went to
Jalen Green went number 2.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
We need to recap 13, 14, and 15.
what's 15? I know the lottery I think is the first 14. I think.
It's through 14.
Yeah, lottery is the first 14.
It's first 14.
We need 13 and 14.
So 13, Davion Mitchell going to the Pacers,
Mm-hmm.
and then Jalen Johnson from Duke going to the Warriors.
Yeah, and we round that on up.
So now,
That sounds about right. That's not too bad.
okay,
We'll post that on for everybody to see later.
we'll post that on our Facebook and Instagram account. So,
I think it's that time.
all right, which time is that?
I mean, you know what time it is.
All right, the segment that's authenticity never duplicated.
Yeah.
All right,
Young Doty's favorite segment.
all right, let's do this because we can't on now. It's time for calling our names. I'm gonna lead this off. It's time to go hard or go home.
Huh?
Pause. I'm gonna start first with Joe Varden, writer for The Athletic. So they addressed Team USA is doing media, and he's interviewing JaVale McGee. He asks JaVale McGee, "Is your mother still with us?" For those who don't know who JaVale McGee's mother is, Pam McGee, Hall of Famer,
Savage beast.
USC legend.
Man.
And if JaVale McGee gets a gold medal, they'll be the first mother and son to ever have to both win gold medals. And Joe Varden asked him, "I don't know this. Is your mother still with us?"
He lucky he didn't get punched on. I'm gonna be honest. I would have. The interview would have ended very fast. I would have kicked off of Team USA.
I think he handled it right though.
He did. He said that was the stupidest question I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So JaVale McGee's a better person than me.
He sure is.
Next calling out names is for Black Twitter.
Uh-oh.
I saw too much. I get annoyed by these whole appreciation posts. And I saw a lot of that after the finals. Oh, this Malika Andrews appreciation post. This Maria Taylor appreciation post. Let's just appreciate the fact that we don't have to post on Twitter that they did a great job. We know they did a good job. It's annoying. Next